everybody, so today we're doing 3-3 factoring by grouping with 3 terms. So I can factor by grouping with 3 terms. So let's go ahead and factor the following trinomial when a is 1. So one thing you need to know is it's ax squared plus bx plus c. That's the normal way to do this. So whenever you're factoring, you can either do like the box method or like the diamond method, or I always just think I want to do a times c. Well, c is 10. So what are my factors of 10? 1 and 10, 2 and 5, and that is it. I want factors that add to give me 7. Well, 1 plus 10 is equal to 11. Don't want that. 2 plus 5 is equal to 7. So that is what I'm going to use. So we're going to end up with x plus 2, x plus 5. So that's just how you learned how to factor back when you did Algebra 1. So let's go ahead and try out a different one though. So what happens if a isn't 1? Because when a is 1, it's very simple. When a is not 1, what you're going to do is first look and see if you have a GCF. Well, 6, 5, and 4 don't share any common factors, so that's good. We're going to pull out our GCF, already did that. Find the factor pairs of A, C. So remember, this is A, this is B, this is C. So A times C is actually 6 times 4. 6 times 4 is 24. Now we need to think about what multiplies to give me 24. Well, I know it's 1 and 24. That's an obvious one. 2 and 12. 3 and 8. 4 and 6. Now, one thing we need to notice, though, is that it's 6 times negative 4. So that means that 24 is going to be negative. So really what I want to find is what adds up to give me a negative 5. But one of them is going to be negative. So what are 5 away from each other? Well, 3 and 8. Well, since I want it to be negative, I'm going to make this 8 negative. So that does give me 3 plus negative 8 is negative 5. So now we are going to take out or split it up and make it so that there are 4 terms. So one thing you need to notice is we have the 6x squared. This 5 is going to split in between 2 things. 3x plus 3x minus 8x. So do you see that 3 plus negative 8 is negative 5? So we didn't do anything, we didn't create a new number. We just said, hey, this could be split up to look like this. And then this minus 4 is just going to come along. Now we're going to do what we did before. We're taking the GCF of the first half and the second half. Well, for 6 and 3, I can pull out a 3x. So that's going to leave me with 2x plus 1. And for the other side, well, I want negative 8 to look like a positive 2, so I'm going to pull out negative 4. So that's going to leave me with 2x plus 1. So now I'm going to take what's out in front, put that in parentheses together. So 3x minus 4, and then 2x plus 1. And that is my final answer. Okay. You can check this by multiplying them, but it's just going to give you the same numbers again, but just so you know that is a way to check your answer. So let's go ahead and try this again. So, very first thing, I'm looking at this, and I'm like, is there a number that goes into 60, 42, and 270? Well, I think 6 would work, so I'm going to pull out a 6. That's going to leave me with 10n squared plus 7n minus 45. All right, so now this new thing is A, this is my new B, this is my new C. So 10 times 45, or negative 45, is equal to negative 450. Ooh, not 40, negative 450. So, well, I know 1 and 450. I'm just using the calculator to figure this out. 2 doesn't work, 3 doesn't work. I think 18 and 25. I found that one did work. 2 would have worked, but I was mainly just looking for where can I actually get something to get closer to what I'm actually looking for. But I could write out all of the factors. It would not matter. Now, looking at this, it's a negative 450, but I want it to equal something that's positive. So that tells, this positive 7. So that tells me my bigger number is going to be positive. So I'm going to make my 18 negative. Negative 18 plus 25 is positive 7. So now we can go ahead and try this. We have 6 is just hanging out in front. We still have that 10n squared. Instead of 7, I'm going to put minus 18n plus 25n minus 45. Now again, just like before, we're going to split them in half. So we have 6 parentheses. Well, 10 and 18 both share a 2n, so that's going to leave me with 5n minus 9. For the second one, well, how do I make 25 look like 5? I'm going to pull out a 5. So now we have 5n minus 9. So now we are ending up with 6 times 2n plus 5, because that's what was happening out in front, and 5n minus 9. Now you might be wondering, what if I would have switched them and said 25 and 18? You would still get the same answer. Nothing, like there's no way to mess it up once you get the right numbers. So let's go ahead and try out this next one. 9, 33, and 10. Well, there is no GCF for that, so this is my A, this is my C. So now we have 9 times 10. 9 times 10 is 90. What are my factors of 90? 1 and 90, 2 and 45, 3 and 30, 4. Well, just looking at them, I want something that adds to give me 33, right? So I always think about that while I'm trying to figure this out. Well, doesn't 3 plus 33, or plus 30, doesn't 3 plus 30 equal 33? So then I don't have to keep going. Like I can stop as soon as I find something. So now we have 9b squared. Plus, just to prove that you can change the order, I'm going to go ahead and switch them. So plus 30b plus 3b plus 10. All right, so now we're splitting them in half. The first half, I can pull out a 3b, so that's going to leave me with 3b plus 10. For the second one, well, how do you make 3b look like 3b? You just keep it the same, so plus 1, 3b plus 10. So now we're going to take what's out in front, so now we have 3b plus 1 and 3b plus 10. Perfect. Okay, now I'm going to give you a second. I want you to go ahead and try out this next one. So look for your GCF, then do A times C, and then go ahead and try and figure out what factors add to give you B. So take a minute, go ahead and pause the video, and then try it on your own and then check it. So for this one, we had 10, 7, and 12. Well, there is no GCF for all three of those, so that's going to give me negative 120. Again, I used my calculator, so I have 1 and 120, 2 and 60, 3 and 40, 4 and 30, 5 and 24, 6 and 20, 8 and 15. Well, then I looked at 8 and 15. I know that those are 7 apart from each other, so I went ahead and said that the 8 was going to be negative, because since B is positive, I knew I wanted the bigger one to be positive, and that does equal 7. So now we can go ahead and just try this out. We have 10x squared minus 8x plus 15x minus 12. Split them in half. So I can pull out a 2x from the beginning. So that's 5x minus 4. And I'm going to pull out a 3 for the second one, because 15 divided by 3 is 5x minus 4. So now my final answer is going to be 2x plus 3, 5x minus 4. Perfect. Okay, go ahead and take a second and try this one out. So think about your GCF. Hint, hint, this one does have a GCF. Okay, so 27 and 84, their GCF is 3. So that leaves me with 9k squared minus 9k minus 28. So again, this is A, this is B, this is C. So we have 9 times 28. Well, 9 times 28 is 252. My factors that I found were 1 and 252, 2 and 126, 3 and 84, 4 and 63, no 5, but 6 and 42, 7 and 36, no 8, 9 and 28, and 12 and 21. Now, one more thing, making sure that I realize it is negative. So, which one is going to be negative, the smaller number or the bigger number? Well, since my answer is negative for B, then I know the bigger one's going to be negative. So, which one of these would give me that negative 9? Well, it looks like this one. So we are going to go ahead and put this 3 out in front. We still have that 9k squared. Now I'm just copying down what's happening here. So we have plus 12k minus 21k, 21k, or not plus, minus 28. All right, now we're looking at the first half and the second half. So again, we have that 3 out in front. I can go ahead and pull out a 3k here, so that leaves me with 3k plus 4. Now what do I have to do to 21 to get 3? I'm going to pull out a negative 7. So that leaves me with a positive 3k plus 4. So my final answer is going to be 3 parenthesis 3k minus 7, 3k plus 4. All right. If you have any questions, please feel free to send me an email. At the very bottom, it says I can factor by grouping with 3 terms. Hopefully it will be somewhere like 4s, 5s, somewhere right around there. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email. Make sure you practice this. So the next page, the more you practice, the better you're going to get at it. You just get faster and faster with it. Besides that, have a great rest of your day.